Our interview today is with, here we are in Iceland. We are at the Iceland Stock Exchange, and I'm here with the president of the Iceland Stock Exchange, Stefan.
Yes, my name is Stefan Halldórsson.
Stefan, how long have you been president of the Stock Exchange?
Just over 3 years.
And when was the Stock Exchange founded here in Iceland?
It was founded back in 1985. Initially it was just a bond exchange, trading in T-bonds, but we started listing equities in 1990, and gradually trading in equities has increased.
How many equities, or how many companies are listed on the Iceland Stock Exchange?
We have a total of 67 companies, including about 15, 16 investment funds, so regular trading companies are 50 plus.
And the smallest, how do they range in size, from the smallest to the largest?
The minimum market capitalization is just under $1 million. That's the requirement. But and we actually have not many companies that are so small, but they range in size from several $1 million up till about $300 million is the largest.
And what is the largest company on the Iceland Stock Exchange?
The flagship company is the Iceland Steamship Company.
Right, which is known as IMSKIP.
IMSKIP, yes.
In fact, IMSKIP, we came over here with IMSKIP. My car came with IMSKIP, and my car is going developed over the past several years, since equities were developed 9 years ago.
It has increased every year. We don't know whether this year will actually beat last year, which was a record year, as you know every year prior to that had been. But this year has been unusual in that we have had a very large, we have had a number of very large initial public offerings, which are not done through the exchange. So actually a lot of capital has been raised in the market this year. The public has bought a lot of shares in these IPOs, which have been mainly privatizations, government-owned banks and industry, and then this of course has affected the volume in the aftermarket.
Has the government given incentives for people to invest on the stock exchange?
Yes, we've had a program for quite a number of years now where people get tax benefits up to a certain limit if they invest in equities. And so for a number of years we've had always a very busy time at the end of the year when people are sort of making sure that they include this in.
And those incentives continue into the next millennium?
Yes, they will. The government has just, there was a new law passed in Parliament recently which extends this program. It had been sort of gradually disappearing, but they have lengthened the.
And how much further will Iceland citizens have incentives to invest in the stock exchange?
Well, there is no time limit now. This will continue for some time certainly, but I don't think that the government has decided to keep this on forever. But it was intended to do two things. One was to strengthen the sort of the development of the stock market, and the second thing was to encourage Icelanders to invest, to save, to increase their personal savings. Actually, the first goal has been reached in that the market has taken well off, but Icelanders, the government is now looking at them, and this is part of the measures now to extend the program to strengthen the savings rate in Iceland.
And in 1998, was the stock exchange up? Was the stock market up or down?
It's up about 10%.
10%?
Yeah.
And how much has it gone up over the last decade? I guess it's hard to measure since there weren't many companies, but roughly.
We only started calculating an index at the beginning of '93, and the index from that time is up almost 300%.
300% from 1993 to now to 1999. How many members are there in the stock exchange?
We have 20 members.
And do you know how many, what percentage of the population in Iceland invest in the stock exchange?
We used to think that it was like 30,000 people who owned shares, 30 to 40,000 people who owned shares. But one of the IPOs recently was hugely successful. There was, we think it's a world record, because 1/3 of the population, 90,000 people, actually signed up for shares in privatization of one of the government-owned banks. So many of them actually sold their subscription rights right away, but still that bank has over 60,000 shareholders, which is more than 20% of the whole population. I think that's very difficult to find. If you find it anywhere on your world travels, let us know, because this is
well, I must say that is probably a record for a new IPO, where a third of the people in the country have invested in a new issue of stock to the countryside. So many people in Iceland are beginning to invest in the stock, or at least becoming aware of the stock exchange.
And the government has been sort of changing or bringing to Parliament new laws, and Parliament has passed new laws which will encourage private savings in listed securities. There are programs in connection with pension funds, insurance companies, brokerage firms, banks, etc., which are encouraging people to invest. Additional, for example, the new year will bring you tax benefits. You can invest additional 2% of your income and get tax benefits from that. So the government is encouraging people to invest in listed securities, and that is certainly helping the market.
What are the major sectors? What kind of industrial sectors are there? I know there's fishing, banking.
Yeah. Fishing used to be the largest sector, not only on the exchange but also in the whole economy. But the recent privatizations of banks have actually put the fisheries sector in second place on the exchange. It's now the finance sector, the banks and financial firms.
So banks, fishing, shipping, IMSCIP,
certainly, yes.
The airline, Icelandic airline. Yeah. Are there any other big companies or big sectors?
We have yet to see some of the largest companies in the retail sector and in manufacturing, etc., to come in. But this has been the number of listings has been growing very rapidly. I can mention, for example, 2 years ago we ended the year with 32 listings. Now 67. So the number of listings has more than doubled in 2 years. So we.
And has the Icelandic currency been strong, been weak in the past few years?
It's been very strong actually, and this year, when there's been a sort of turbulence in currency markets, it's been very strong, and even some people in the industry have complained that we have too aggressive a policy.
That you have a sound currency, they're complaining? Well, if the government is giving incentives and the currency is very sound, it sounds to me like people should invest in the stock exchange. Should people buy Icelandic stocks, or should they not buy Icelandic stocks?
I think it's certainly time for the right time for foreign investors to start looking at this market and exploring it and understanding it. And of course, it is a small market. It's still developing. There are opportunities, as always, when there's a new market opening, developing. But it's very interesting, and we are very optimistic about the future.
So then I should be buying stocks.
Feel free.
I will stop right now when the president of the stock exchange tells me to buy stocks. I think I should. All right, Stefan, thank you very, very much, and I look forward to coming back in the year 3000, and we'll see how your stock exchange looks then.
Thank you, Jim, and have a good trip on your world journey.
Thank you. Thanks.